Hey, this is Nick Turner, and I want to thank Rowan After Hours for bringing us here. I did come here once before with Rowan Before Hours, and it was a nightmare.
Hi, I'm Josh Gondelman. Thanks to Rowan After Hours for having me.
Hi, I'm Amber Nelson, and thank you for Rowan After Hours for bringing me here.
Hello everyone, I'm Nina Contento here at Rowan After Hours with comedian Nick Turner. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Nina.
So I have a few questions for you.
Yes.
What was it like comparing yourself to other comedians there?
Luckily, a lot of comedians have a problem with that, but luckily for me, I'm the best one. So it's nice when you get a lot of comedians around, you know, it's like I can compare myself to all the best and realize, yes, I am the funniest.
That's an awesome comparison.
Yeah.
So when you're coming up with some new material, do you practice on your friends and family first?
I guess a lot of it comes from me getting mad about something. So I will have yelled whatever the joke is at someone in real life first, probably.
Have you ever come up with material like improv right on the stage? You got 100 people sitting in front of you. Any jokes right off the spot?
Yeah, well, that happens every night. That's more fun, and that's like those are the more fun moments during a stand-up set when it's like something that only happened in that room. Yeah, absolutely. So, improvisation is such a big part of even stand-up.
So you're always feeding off your audience. Like,
oh yeah.
Have you ever what was your favorite reaction from one of your audience members, or even somebody that was on stage with you?
Well, it's always good if somebody like starts talking, and then you start telling them to shut up, but they're not listening to you. So you get to say it over and over, then the whole audience is with you, like staring at this person who's just obliviously talking, and you're like, shut up, shut up, shut up, and they're not listening, and that's the greatest moment.
So the rest of the audience has like the opportunity to like kind of attack them with you?
Yes, when you're all in it together, and it's a pack of wolves, and you just start ripping someone's flesh apart.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you.
We're really excited to watch your show tonight.
Excellent.
And I'm Nina Contento, and you're watching RTN Channel 5.
Thanks, Nina!
Hello everyone, I'm Nina Contento here at Rowan After Hours with Amber Nelson. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So when you were in college or high school or whatever you guys did, did you always want to be a comedian? Like, did you always just want to do stuff like that?
Yeah, I always want to make people laugh. I originally came to New York to do like musical theater stuff, and then you quickly realize that that wasn't for me, and then did more comedy.
What was the musical theater kind of stuff that you were in?
It was like, oh gosh, have you heard of Last 5 Years? I did that once.
Well,
Have you
what
heard
is
of
that? No, I haven't.
It's a
Explain.
musical. It's about a married couple and they get a divorce. So it was fun, but New York, I'm more into comedy.
Okay, so what was your favorite place that you've worked at, like done a comedy show at?
Here.
Even though she hasn't done it yet.
I haven't
love
done it
that answer.
I haven't done it
That's
yet.
a great answer. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm
Thank
Nina
you.
Contento, and you're watching RTN Channel 5. Hello, everyone. My name is Nina Contento, and I'm here at Rowan After Hours with comedian Josh Gondelman. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, Nina.
How was the ride from New York?
Oh, it was super easy. We were worried about traffic. There was no traffic. Makes for a terrible story.
So speaking of not so terrible stories.
Sure. Love your transition. It's the best possible.
Your jokes, I noticed, were very relatable to like real life experiences, and you were once a preschool teacher.
That's true.
Did you use a lot of your material, even now, from just all real life experiences, or was it easier to write about things that really didn't happen to you?
I find it easier to write about things that really happened in my life because then you don't have to expend the effort and energy to imagine things. So just stuff that really happened and then talk about that, and then you don't, I'm very lazy.
Give me your favorite preschool comedy moment.
Sure. So this is not part of my stand-up, but probably the funniest thing that ever happened when I was teaching was a kid just pooped in the middle of the floor, and none of the kids would admit to it, and they're 4, and I was just so psyched that they had already embodied snitches get stitches as like a lifelong value.
Gosh.
Yeah, because none of them would rat out the other kids, and clearly this wasn't like an accident, this was like an on purpose. You know what I mean? It wasn't like someone couldn't, it was like they couldn't not.
Okay, not even kidding. I was getting ready for this interview, and we were talking about the preschool kids, and the first thing I said was their jokes are about food.
Oh yeah.
And you just hit the nail on the head. It was perfect.
No, right on the butt.
Okay, so you have 2 Twitter handles, the Seinfeld Today
Yeah.
and your own.
Sure.
You seem really involved with your own Twitter handle, but where did the Seinfeld Today, like the modern Seinfeld thing, come from?
It's just the idea that like so many Seinfeld episodes back in the day wouldn't apply anymore because they have cell phones and they don't have answering machines and everyone emails and texts. But that would create a whole different set of problems that would be perfect for Seinfeld episodes. Like text messaging makes logistically your life easier, but like tone-wise, it makes everything so crazy and ridiculous because you can't. There aren't even italics. I'm very boring. I really want italics when I text.
I think there's a new way of doing that, or like at least bold or something like that. I have to look it up. But
Please do.
I will. I'll definitely let you know.
I really need this.
What are you most excited about tonight's show?
The part I really like is when I get to say words into a microphone and then people hear them and laugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just your audience reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's just great. This is the whole great thing. It's nice to be performing with 2 friends instead of just like. And this place, the room is beautiful, like very nicely set up. Where sometimes you show up at a show and it's just kind of like there's one guy like mopping and he's like hasn't been college here for 30 years, and you're like, well, these are what the GPS said, and then you just drive home sad.
Okay, so college mopping, one guy. Do you have a story for me? Is there like a background story, or are you just like?
There's just too many. I can't get into them all.
Okay. So you've traveled a lot over the country, around the country. What was your favorite like state or city that you've been to, and why?
So I recently just got to go to Stockholm in Sweden, which is pretty amazing. Which doesn't quite answer your question because it's a different country.
Okay.
But it was really exciting. It was the first time I'd ever been to Europe, and I got to go and do stand-up show, and that was really wonderful. Yeah, it was just like really nice, and my parents and my sister came, and it was like a very beautiful family thing, and I felt very happy and satisfied, and there was love. There was a love.
That's such an awesome thing to be able to share, like those kind of moments with your family.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
It
great.
felt really terrific.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, Nina.
I'm Nina Contento, and you're watching RTN Channel 5.